Well, good morning, gang. We are walking around here a little bit this morning here in the campground. We're at the Williamsburg Camp Park. It's also known as the Williamsburg Pottery Campground. And this is the final morning that this is going to be a campground. And it's a little bit sad. This campground has been here for 40 or 50 years, and it's really kind of a landmark. And when we got here on Thursday morning, here about 3 or 4 days ago, we were told when we arrived that we couldn't stay, even though we had reservations, because the campground was closing by the manager. So it turns out they've sold it, and we are they're going to turn this into condominiums or apartments or something or other. So this morning I thought I would just walk around and take a look at what was and what's going to be, maybe, because we've always thought that even though this campground has fallen into disrepair, 5 years ago this was a bustling, busy campground full of families and kids and stuff going on. And now then there are exactly 3 campers, ourselves, a friend of ours from Idaho, and there's another one, a Class A on the other side of Marcia. So there's nobody else here, and so we'll just look around here a little bit. So this is the office in one of the shower houses. As you can see, it's in need of a lot if somebody was going to use this for something. I'll go over here to this building. This is the office. Yeah, for hot water they always told you to please use LP gas only, don't use the electric. Oh, and look, here's the rates. These are the rates that well, you can see them with passport and without. Not bad. Probably wasn't so good here in the recent past because everything closed. We are told that 5 years ago on Memorial Day this place was absolutely packed. You couldn't get a sight for love nor money. They had a mini golf, putt-putt golf course back in here. That's what these hills are. Basketball court, half court, obviously. Sometime today they're supposed to be turning the power off, and we expect to pull out about, well, 11 o'clock. We hope we can stay here that long because our next campground isn't that far away, and they won't let us check in until noon. There's an open air pavilion. You can just imagine what the fun that came on in here. See, there's a stage up here. It looks like it's set up for amps and PA systems, so it's even got heaters so they could drop some sides down on it, flagpoles in front. And the interesting thing about this Williamsburg Camp Park, as I say, it's been here for many, many years. It's very close to being in the city of Williamsburg, certainly the metropolitan area. So from here you could be in Colonial Williamsburg in 15 minutes easily. So it's a shame that they couldn't quite see their way clear to keep it as a campground. But you know, on the other hand, those of you in real estate know about the best and highest use of land. So this would be this land is probably worth many millions of dollars to somebody, for a developer, and I'm sure that's what they paid for it. I'll walk up here to the pool. Then it's pretty. This is just like a park.
Now I know this was working last year. In fact, last year they spent a bunch of money fixing the pump in the pump house there. I was here when they were doing it. So you can just imagine a couple of years ago they had lots of families here, and it's a nice facility. So at one point this was a really, really nice place. A little bit rustic, you know, but for families that were coming to Colonial Williamsburg and wanted to be camping at the same time, this was close. It was inexpensive, relatively speaking. It was just a really nice place. Nice family-run campground. Now the prettiest part in the campground here, at least for RVs, is this copse of trees. That's all 30 amp back there, and we have stayed back there when we had a different rig. Very cool in the summer. And then back here, this is another one of these beautiful treed areas where there are these pedestals. So they had power and water back here. Towards the back there is a pond, small lake actually, that used to be catch and release. You could go back there. It was part of the campground property. But okay, so that was a look at Williamsburg Camp Park in Williamsburg, Virginia, on the last morning that it's going to be a campground. We are the last 3 campers here. Sharon and I, and our friend Marcia, and someone else I haven't met who's in a Class A down there. But this is kind of a bittersweet morning, because we're going to leave here in a couple of hours, and it'll be the last time we're out of here. And we've camped here for several years, and it's always been kind of quiet and nice. And when we got here, it was well past its heyday. So we've always seen it kind of like this, but it's always been so quiet and relatively inexpensive. We're very sorry to see it go, but like I say, that's the price of progress, I guess. Then we're off to a place called Rockahawk Campground, which is about 15-20 miles towards Richmond, away from Williamsburg. It's a very nice campground. We've actually been there as well, and so they're expecting us, and so we'll head that direction. So thank you a lot for watching. We'll talk to you later.